Chelsea Football Club, what are you doing? Is Victor Osimhen actually a reality? Because you have got the two biggest ITK going machine for machine. Fabrizio saying it's not real, it's all fake news. He's got the agent on the line. Then you've got Ornstein coming out and basically putting his credibility on the line. They both have pinned their comments. Can you imagine? This is the best ITK and the second best ITK, depending on how you view it. Going head to head, I've got the full story broken down and also my perspective on what's going on. Furthermore, Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher is proper Chelsea. According to a lot of people, Conor Gallagher is meant to stay at Chelsea and get a new contract, according to a lot of people. Well, it looks like Conor Gallagher is going Viva España and a la Madrid, not the one that everyone wants to play. Not Real, but he's going to Atletico, and this will be phenomenal for him. Honestly, this will be a move that will make him an even better player for the way that he plays, and it's going to almost make him a permanent England fixture for years to come. If this deal happens, honestly, I'm going to bring you all the news to tell you how great it is. And finally, there's this myth that Blueco is the only entity that spends money, because all of a sudden they're trying to buy another 18-year-old. This time it's a goalkeeper, and the meltdown is actually embarrassing. And I'm going to debunk this myth that Roman didn't spend money on youth, and I'm going to explain to you lot why, if you believe that, you're either A, naive, B, pretending to be stupid, or 3, the biggest one of all, you just don't know what you're talking about. Because the reality is, Roman was doing this well before Blueco, and there was only one factor stopping us from knowing about it, and I'll tell you. But now I need you lot to hit that like button. 2, subscribe to the channel if you're new, because we're building a community here where I tell you stuff from the bottom of my heart, openly, truly, and I let you know how it is, not what you want to hear. And furthermore, let's get started with the video. So obviously, when there's news that comes out regarding a player like Victor Osimhen, it is important that I get out there and talk to you lot. However, one thing I've learned doing this job, one thing I've learned doing this channel, do not jump the gun too quickly. And the reason I say this is because when one piece of news comes out, that someone's gonna retaliate. If you hit somebody, someone most likely is gonna smack you back. And in this case, I knew it was happening. So what happened? Let me tell you in chronological order. Mark Ornstein, David Ornstein is somebody, when he talks, you put the fork down, stop eating and listen to him. And the reason you do that is because this guy's in the know. He doesn't put his reputation on the line for no reason, for nobody. Because the way he operates is very simple. He says, this is my reputation, I've built the credibility, I'm not letting go of it. And what has he said? Chelsea are having talks with Napoli. The talks are happening and they're very positive. And this is where it gets interesting. Romelu will be going to Napoli on a permanent deal, and Chelsea are trying to secure a deal with an option to buy on a loan for Victor Osimhen. Both clubs are eager to have these discussions, Napoli more so than Chelsea. That's basically what he said, right? Twitter goes into meltdown. I'm like, wow, they have really played this situation well. They said, we're not interested, we ain't paying the extortionate fees, and then Napoli have lowered their price to the point now we're going to get an option to buy. So basically, we get Victor Osimhen. If he slaps, we have an option. If he doesn't, hey, listen, thank you for the 1-year rental. You can go on the list with Falcao, Pato, Torres, and more other players that, you know what, just didn't work out with, but we never paid a huge fee for you. So for me, this would have been great. But then Fabrizio comes out. And when Fabrizio comes out with an absolute banger. Them ones, he came out with like Kendrick with They're Not Like Us. He comes out with the agent. And the agent starts talking. And the agent basically says, look, have respect for my client. My client's not going on a loan. My client is a Scudetto top goal scorer. My client is a serious one. Respect, fake news. Fabrizio pins that comment. Both of them pin this comment, and this is where it gets interesting, because now I'm giving you my perspective on what's happening. This is the 3-party rule that I always talk about. To make any transfer window happen, 3 parties have to be satisfied. The buying party, the selling party, and the individual in the middle, which is the player and his agents, right? In this case, what's happening is there's a conversation between Napoli and Chelsea. They both said, look, you have an asset that you don't want. We have an asset that doesn't want to be with us. All right? You have Romelu Lukaku. You don't want him. We'll take him off your hands. We really want him. We have Victor Osimhen that at the moment doesn't want to stay with us. So guess what? We'll let you have him. So how are we going to make this work to make the financials work? And it's very simple what they did. They basically said, we'll take a loan. Victor Osimhen's agent goes and talks to Fabrizio. right? And he basically says, no, this goes down by our term. But the reality is, big man, if you did your job properly in January, it would have went down your terms. But yet, you fumbled the bag. You dropped the ball. You're the embarrassment in this situation. And now Victor might be ending up in Saudi Arabia playing football because nobody can afford him. And why? Because you were greedy. And I'm going to explain to you how. Victor Osimhen, like I've explained before, would have had 12 months left on his contract. With 12 months left on his contract, do you think De Laurentiis would have had this smoke to say, listen, you go where I tell you, you're not going because you've asked to go, you're going on my terms? No. Yet, they re-signed the deal. This agent encouraged Victor to sign a deal. No release clause that's realistic. They took the money up front, and guess what happened? They are in trouble. They've lost leverage of this deal. This is the prime example why you do not sign contracts in January when you have a strong hand in the summer window. Ridiculous. This agent's fumbled his bag. He's running around. He's begging it now, basically with fake optimism and fake confidence, like we don't know what we're seeing, all right? This deal, I don't know whether it's going to happen, but what I'm telling you now, Winstanley and Chelsea, if they secure him on a loan, have played this phenomenally. Because if this player comes for 60 million, 70 million, with a loan and an option, boy, have we got Romelu Lukaku's 250k wages or 300, whatever it is, off the books. You bring in Victor Osimhen and you bring him on a discount. The one problem, and I don't know how this is going to work, what are we going to do with his wages? Because he makes, I think, 9 million net, which means he makes around about 17 million gross or 18 million gross. That is a lot of money. I don't know how that's going to work. The next story is about Mr. Conor Gallagher. And Conor Gallagher is proper Chelsea, right? Conor Gallagher last year, I'm going to tell you now, did the best of his ability and deserved a lot of the praise he got. In some cases, I think this guy got too much praise. That's just me, innit? I'm not going to lie to you. However, the guy has done so well that at this moment in time, Diego Simeone, who loves his passion merchants, wants the English Rodrigo de Paul. He already has the Argentinian one, now he says, I want the English one. And this is where it gets very interesting for me because this, area now is phenomenal. Because in May, they put a bid in. And when they put this bid in, what did they do? And this was a stupid bid. They had the audacity to put 20 million euros. Chelsea said, no way, Jose. No, thank you very much, my friend. Adios, amigo. It's not happening. Now, Fabrizio said, they're in direct conversations. Conversations are well underway. Chelsea want a full package of 40 million euros. 35 to 40 million. This would be great business. The market is no longer the market that it was last year where Kai Havertz goes for 70 million, where Mason Mount goes for 60 million. This is a different market. And this benefits all three parties. The party of three, where you see a theme here, right? The first one, Chelsea want to get rid of the player. They've wanted to get rid of him for a while. Atletico Madrid gets what Diego Simeone wants, and Conor Gallagher gets to go to play for the third biggest club in Spain. He'll get to play in a system that suits him, and what makes it even better is he will be in the Champions League, shining in that system, and have a great England career for it. He will literally be elevated into the squad because he's playing top flight football. He is regularly contributing to winning, because Atletico are always in the last 16 of the Champions League. They're always winning at least 20 games in a season. So this is a great move for him. He gets to experience life in Spain. It's sunny, it's lovely, the food is great, the sangria is even better. He's gonna have a great time. I'm actually so ecstatic for him. I'm ecstatic for Chelsea for getting a fee, and I'm ecstatic for Atletico because they're getting a player that fits their system perfectly. Everybody's a winner here. Literally, everybody is a winner. The final piece of news is regarding somebody called Michael Penders, right? And these days, as a Chelsea football content creator, you have to do your research, right? You need to go and do your research when we get linked to a player, because it's not every day Victor Osimhen. You know, it's not every day Gallagher's leaving. It's sometimes Mike Penders. Who is he? Well, I'm going to tell you. He's an 18-year-old Belgian international that plays for Genk, sorry. Why does that sound familiar? Well, we signed another 18-year-old once upon a time from Genk, and who was it? Thibaut Courtois. Well, this one is 6'7". Apparently, he's decent with his feet, got good weak foot attributes, great shot stopper, man-mountain of a keeper. And this is where it gets interesting. The meltdown around this is massive, because the news coming out from Belgium is Chelsea are willing to spend up to 20 million euros to acquire his services, right? And people are crying. And I'm going to say this, all right? I understand you're upset that we're spending money on the youth prospects, but it's not like we're ignoring the first team. We're not. Like, we're really not. We're spending money on the first team. It's just we're spending money simultaneously on the youth play. And this is where it gets interesting, because people are pretending like, no, it's unacceptable. We need to fix the first team. Roman never did this. Well, you're lying. You're lying, you're lying, you're lying, you're lying, you're lying, you're lying, you're lying. Because in every way you're lying. Why are you lying? Because I can give you a list of so many players that Chelsea went after in the past and secured, right? That were not local boys from Cobham. They were all acquired from different clubs. All came through Cobham, went on to have phenomenal careers. Do you want me to start going? Gael Kakuta, Nathan Ake, Andreas Christensen, Bolka, what's his name? I can keep going. Barini, Ismail Falouz. Izzy Brown came from what's it called, West Brom. There were so many players that we could actually just go through, and there will be a list up that I compiled for you lot. And it's a list that is so detailed. It's within a span of around about the 20 years of Roman's been there. And what's even more evident is people who say, yeah, but that's within 20 years we were winning. Yes, and this is where it gets very interesting. And the reason why I say this is because we weren't hearing about the other names we were going after. We were not hearing about every single time we put a bid in, somebody like Fabrizio telling us. Because the news wasn't covered in that way, the way it's covered now. Fabrizio is on the pulse. Give him credit, bruv. The man knows everything. The minute you breathe, you wake up, he'll tell you what kind of cereal you're eating. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, he just knows everything, and he tells us everything. So you know what happens? Fans get angry. But the reason fans are so angry is simple. Because the first team's not winning. The minute they start winning, you think they're going to care about Clear Lake's extracurricular activities and going and making the youth team better? No, they won't. So what you need to be angry about and what you need to demand for is we need to get top 4 next year. We get top 4 next year, nobody's going to care about these signings. Nobody. It's when we lose, people are like, oh my god, this is unacceptable, we should be spending this money. Bruv, they spent money on Enzo, Caicedo, Lavia, and so many others. They've not been neglecting the first team. I don't care what anybody says. If anything, they've been spending too much money on the first team. But it is what it is. Guys, listen, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, let me know your thoughts. And yeah, this is the Kavkas View. Peace out, I'm out. Like I said, by the way, there's a breakdown of Victor Osimhen's strengths and weaknesses from a tactical standpoint. Let me know. Peace out, I'm out.